What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, Ominous, back at it again with a very special video for you guys. As you can tell from the title, I'll be talking about which Marvel season was the best, the OG or the current/new. I'll break this down into 7 different categories: the battle pass itself, the weapons loot pool, the Marvel items added into the game, gameplay, POIs and map, and any additional updates like Fortnitemares, and lastly, the live events. I can already imagine that you guys will be asking me at some point,
Well, Ominous, what's the deal? The season hasn't ended yet.
however, my friends, it already has. Yes, we still have Marvel weapons and POIs, but ever since they transitioned to the Fortnitemares update, it isn't a Marvel season anymore. Since the rest of the season is about chainsaws and Billy Saw games, there isn't much Marvel content. There is, but it's more Halloween. But don't worry, I will talk about Fortnitemares, don't you worry. Anyways, before we begin today's video, please hit the like button down below since it helps out with the video, and subscribe if you're new. Also, if you want to be that spooky outfit for your booth thing, or even buy that cool little emote, use code OMIN in the item shop. But with that, let's begin. So let's talk about the best part, which is the battle pass, everyone's favorite. That's why we spend money every season, or if you're like me, you only spend the V-Bucks from the battle pass. Very smart, very demure. Anyways, let's talk about the skins. Both battle passes come with 8 total skins. The OGs brought us Storm, Wolverine, She-Hulk, Iron Man, Groot, Thor, Mystique, Doctor Doom. Meanwhile, the new season brought us Wolverine, Emma Frost, Shuri, Mysterio, War Machine, Captain Jones, Gwenpool, and finally Doom. So which one had the better skins? That goes to the OG, simply because I had a bunch of skins that you simply won't be able to get. Like Wolverine, his yellow costume, plus more, Mystique with a broken emote, Tony Stark without armor, She-Hulk before she had that one forgettable show, OG Groot and Rocket, but I will admit the new one had Gwenpool, which I like. Emma Frost was amazing, Shuri finally takes the mantle, and Wolverine is a funny concept I love, and the 5th Jonesy variant in the battle pass. Mysterio and War Machine get the respect, but they honestly made a battle pass that was memorable without using any big hero names like Spider-Man, Iron Man, Captain America, and Wolverine. We'll exclude Doom for this. But Epic did its best with the new one without using any big superheroes that could outshine the side characters. So they were able to shine and stand out in this battle pass. But the firepower that the OG has is very insane compared to the new one. Let's go over the emotes. For the new Marvel season, there was 9 emotes: Doom's Domain, Peely Claws emote, Fireworks Salvo, the Emma Dance, the Gwen Step, Peel Out where he is sliding on 2 bananas, Mysterio's Magic Trick, and my favorite, Take the Mantle. As for the OG, it had 8 emotes, all of which were built in. We have Gamma Overload Transformation, a Suit Up Transformation emote for Tony Stark, Wolverine Claws, the God of Thunder Transformation emote for Thor, Storm emote, another transformation emote. Epic must love transformation emotes. Battle Brawler with Groot and Rocket, Victory Von Doom, only playable once you win a game as Doom, and Shapeshifter emote, the most broken emote of all time because you can disguise yourself as anyone once you eliminate them. Now, the season with the best emotes is the OG Marvel season. Yes, it came with 8 built-in emotes, but there was 4 that I liked. The Iron Man suit up, the She-Hulk transformation, Victory Von Doom where he sits on his throne after he wins, and the most broken Shapeshifter emote where you literally disguise yourself as a henchman. That's a pay-to-win emote right there. As for the new one, I only like 2 emotes, which was Take the Mantle, which is cool. You transform as Shuri to Black Panther, and the Captain Lamarckera. I butchered that, I know for sure. It was sick. I even used that as an intro for one of my old videos. But the new ones have been very forgettable that I would definitely never use. And if I were to use an OG Marvel skin that was from Chapter 2, Season 4, I would definitely use the built-in emotes because they're already in my locker wheel. We will go over the gliders quickly. The OG had 6 gliders while the new ones had 7 gliders. The OG had 4 gliders where you needed that Marvel character that corresponded to that glider, which was a huge letdown. And those characters were Storm, Doom, Thor, and Iron Man. There was also the Groot glider and the MCG glider, which had styles that you can enable for special Marvel comics for those superheroes. The new one had gliders that every skin can use, like the Fist of Doom, which was sick, my personal favorite, and of course, my other favorite, the Pigwin scooter, which is too funny not to use, and much more. I've got to give a point to the new one. More gliders, and every character can use them. I will skip through everything else. I don't think people want me to spend an additional minute on the pickaxes or the emoticons, so let's move on to the next segment. We will now talk about the weapon loot pool for Battle Royale. So, which season was the better one? The OG or the new one? The OG had 5 different ARs, like the Scar, Burst, Striker Burst AR, along with the Scoped AR, and Stark Industry Rifle. For the shotguns, there were 2, the Pump and Combat Shock. They also had 2 SMGs, the Tactical and Suppressed SMG. There was also a Revolver, Bolt Action Sniper Rifle, RPG, LMG, and grenades. Meanwhile, the new one had 3 ARs, the Striker and Striker Burst AR, and the Stark Industry Rifle. Now, they also did have the Combat AR, but it was vaulted a week or 2 right after the season started, so yeah. For shotguns, they had 3. It was the Hammer Pump and the Gatekeeper. and a new shotgun similar to the lever action shotgun, which was the sovereign shotgun. For SMGs, they had two, the Hyper SMG and the Dual Mac SMG. Other weapons were the Ranger pistol and the new Monarch pistol. So yeah, as you could tell, there's no sniper or explosives. Great. Now the season that had the better weapon loot pool is none other than the OG. I mean, do I have to say any more? Literally, they had the best shotguns and the ARs, along with a sniper rifle and the most broken SMG, which is the suppressed SMG. So yeah, a broken weapon loot pool compared to the new one. The new one had a mediocre loot pool, and the whole point of this season was to use Marvel weapons and not the Battle Royale guns. So the War Machine Arsenal and the Captain America shield were broken at the start. It almost felt like I was playing a Team Rumble match or LTM. Thanks, Fortnite. Now we transition to which season had the better and more fun Marvel items that everyone loves. Both seasons had the Doom Arcane Gauntlets and the Doom Mystical Bomb, along with the Iron Man Repulsors and the Unibeam. So they'll be excluded from this list. Now let's talk about the new season in each Marvel item it had. The new season brought us War Machine Arsenal, the Hover Jets, and the Auto Turret, which were completely broken at the start of the season. Then we also have the Captain America shield, which was literally aimbot at the beginning. It also had the Black Panther claws, so basically another Nitro Fist 2.0. As for the OG, it had the Mjolnir Strike, which was basically a junk riff. Then we have the Silver Surfer board, which is basically the Witch Broom that we have now. There's also the Groot Bramble Shield, which was an ability item similar to a baller but without a grappler, and it also could be used like a porta bunker. I'm trying to explain these to current players who never played during the OG season, so I'm doing my best, okay? I'm sorry if that explanation is not that good. There's also gonna be gameplay. Then we also had the Storm Whirlwind Blast, which was pretty useless. It would just push the player out of the way or destroy structures, so it never did any damage to them. We also have the Black Panther Kinetic Armor, which would have the damage that you take from a player and unleash that energy onto any structure or player, so it was pretty broken. Most players would run away at times since you couldn't really use a gun, so you had to buy yourself some time. We also had the She-Hulk Fist, which was a melee weapon that could increase your speed and allow a leap smash and a self-healing and dodge. There was also the Venom Smash and Grab, which would do 60 damage and pull enemy players to you or to their eventual demise from fall damage. Then there was the Iron Man Jetpack, which wasn't that good. Finally, to include, we have the Wolverine Claws, which was a melee weapon. Very similar to the Black Panther Claws. It, however, would increase the user's speed and heal the user. Plus, this boss was incredibly hard to kill, not gonna lie to you. Now, the season that had the better Marvel items is, well, let me explain a couple things first before I give my biased answer. So the OG had Marvel weapons that were enjoyable to use, and quite honestly, it wasn't necessary to use these items at all since the guns were way too broken, and the Marvel items had a cooldown before you can use them again. However, my biased answer is, of course, the new season, simply because they changed the entire format of Battle Royale, and each of these items had to be nerfed several times. I won't even lie to you, it pains me that I have to give them a point, especially with how much trauma it has given me these last few months, but by the time November 2nd hits, I'll be a free man. Another reason for this decision is because you literally needed a hover jet to move around, and a new player to Fortnite has a higher chance of winning against someone who has played Fortnite for a long time. You could easily win a game by using the new current Marvel items without even using a shotgun or AR. Finally, if you were to put these items against each other, the new ones would win by a landslide simply because of how broken these items are compared to the old ones. So I'm sorry for triggering a lot of the OG fans, but the last reason definitely outweighs and includes that the current season gets a point, unfortunately. Next, we move on to which season had the better gameplay that every player enjoyed playing. The new season had a constant theme of using the Marvel items, such as the War Machine Arsenal, which I still don't understand why there is unlimited rocket ammo, the bunny hopping around with the hover jets, using the Captain America plus auto turret PB&J combo was a lot of fun, and someone clawing me from behind with those dang Black Panther claws, and the Iron Man repulsors were too annoying. I mean, I almost felt like I was playing an Avengers game rather than a Fortnite game. It almost ruined the game. I don't know what was worse, the mechs or this. But with all seriousness, when it came to playing this season, I tried both zero build and build. My friends would always play zero build just because they weren't good at building, which I kid you not, zero build was the hardest game mode. Playing zero build almost made it hard since the entire map was designed for building. If you didn't have the Marvel items, you were not going to win because most of them were broken and overpowered. When it came to playing build this season, it wasn't too hard and most of the Marvel items were not even broken, so you were better off with your shotgun and AR. Of course, you did need a jetpack to bunny hop around, but still, oh, I almost forgot. Literally, if you didn't have the jetpack, you were cooked. Most of the fights were stupidly annoying since you couldn't hit anyone that was bouncing around because everyone would spam the jump and crouch. I mean, I might need to go to a therapist at this point. I have too much trauma from this season. We're not going to be talking about the gameplay for the OG season of Fortnite. It was magical since they added all these Marvel items into an actual Battle Royale game. Definitely one of those top 3 seasons right there, with Chapter 2 Season 2. But I won't let the nostalgia and my fangirl side make the decision because back then in Chapter 2, we never had all these collabs with celebrities, Marvel, and even Disney. The gameplay was exceptional, especially with the mixture of both the Marvel items and the weapons in Battle Royale. They both just correlated with one another. There was no, oh, the Marvel items are OP, or, oh, these Marvel items suck. What's the point? There was none of that at all. Every night that you play with your friends, it was enjoyable, and a lot of laughter was shared between you and them. So, at the end of the day, you were satisfied and wanted to play more every day. I think we all know who got a point here, so I'll update that total number and move on to the next section. Now we move on to the map and POIs that were popular to land during both the OG and the new season, and of course, which one was better. The new map or the Marvel season got rid of 3 of my favorite spots to land, which were Pleasant Plaza, Lavish Lair, and of course, Classy Courts. Though I didn't really care about this spot, it's just worth mentioning. Still, I'm confused why they got rid of Lavish Lair and Pleasant Plaza since they were always my favorite spots to land at, but whatever. They added the Raft, which was cool to land at, Doom's Domain, Doom's Castle, and Doom Stratus. It also had 3 bosses, Doombot, Emma Frost, and Mysterio, all with their unique abilities, along with some loot that they dropped in medallions, and along with the older POIs from the past seasons, the Underworld, Nitrodome, Reckless Railways, etc. to land at. Now we move on to the OG Marvel season, which had some older locations like Retail Row, Salty Springs, and the Authority, which was just the agency. The new POIs for Marvel included Doom's Domain, which was just Pleasant Plaza, so very lazy from the creators. Nothing too different at all, which was very disappointing. We also got a new island, Stark Industries, a very fun spot to land at. I still remember this gigantic island that came out of nowhere on top of Frenzy Farms. There were 2 bosses, well, actually 3, but I'll get to that one in the next section. The 2 bosses were Dr. Doom and Iron Man, who both dropped the key card along with the Doom weapon, which were bad and not even worth using. The Iron Man dropped the Unibeam, which originally did 150 damage, so it was pretty broken. However, you couldn't move around with it like the one we currently have now. There was a long cooldown for it. Now, the one that had the best map is none other than New Season. Yeah, I tricked you guys, but come on. The New Season has better in-game features like the Slurp Cactus and the Underworld Dash, along with more Marvel POIs. In the New Season, they stepped up their map entirely compared to the OG. I mean, I won't lie to you, Stark Industries is a goated landing spot, but that's basically it compared to the other POIs in the OG map. Now let's move on to additional updates, aka Fortnitemares. Which season had the better Halloween event? Well, back in 2020, Fortnitemares was only 2 weeks long, and the whole plot was Midas wanting his revenge and taking over the agency. He was the boss and had zombies in his POI. That's it, actually. Plus, there was some limited time items, like the Witch Broom, Jacko RPG, Crossbow, and the Shadow Drum Gun. Along with these, there was candy you can consume that had special effects, like the Thermal Taffy, which helped you see the enemies, Hop Drops similar to the Flowberry, and the Peppermint, which improved your speed. And that's it. As for the new Fortnitemares, we had a bunch of cool stuff added, like chainsaws, boom billies, saw challenges, and 2 new bosses, like the Pumpkin Craver and Billy. There was also 2 new POIs, like Freaky Farms, Brawler's Patch, which had a bunch of vines you could ride on. They also vaulted the hover jets, which was very nice. The rewards for this Fortnitemares was better than the OG. Have a look at both. That's why the new one gets a point, since they had a Fortnitemares update that was extremely fun to play, especially those chainsaws. They do scare me at times, but it was pretty fun to play, especially for how long it lasted. When it comes down to which season had the better live event, since both the OG and the new Marvel season are tied, let's go over the new live event. The live event for this season was to take on Doom, who ate a Mario mushroom and got huge. The live event went on for almost an hour, so we all had to shoot and fight Doom in a battle royale match while still playing against each other. The reward you get once you defeat Doom is that he drops his mask, and that's it. There might be another live event, but I highly doubt it. As for the OG Marvel season, their live event was in the top 3. You were inside these battle buses and had to fight Galactus. It was a charade of cutscenes, and if you looked around, you weren't alone since you were accompanied by everyone else playing. The live event was about stopping Galactus from eating the whole island, which we did. We stopped him. Now the winner and the one that had the better Marvel season of Fortnite is none other than the OG Marvel season. They're the ones that had the better battle pass, gameplay, and live events. Are you guys surprised with the outcome, or do you think I'm wrong somewhere? That is where you guys get to decide who truly wins in the comments down below. I'm Ominous, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye bye.